Good evening, everyone. For today's discussion, I am going to evaluate the content of the book in the following areas. First is the format or the illustration, second is the content, third is the appropriateness, and fourth is the appeal to readers. I have chosen this book for the adolescent category, and the name of this book is Questions Young People Ask, Answers That Work. This is the volume 2, guys, of this book. There is a volume 1, however, it was more on children topics, issues, questions, and answers. And apparently, right now, we're going to focus on this because it was more on adolescents' concerns. Alright? So, if you notice, the title was written in Filipino language, but there is an English version of this. I just preferred to read the Tagalog one because before I purchased this book, I was in senior high school, and we are encouraged to read the Tagalog book to appreciate our own language literature. But nevertheless, this book is suitable for any language translation because of its contents, learnings, and purposes. So, before we proceed to the evaluation of this book, we are going to discuss first some of the information about adolescents literature category. The word young adult literature is intrinsically ambiguous. According to the Young Adult Literature Library Service Associations, or YALSA, because its constituent categories, young adult and literature are dynamic, altering as culture and society, which reply their context and change. When the word initially became popular in the late 1960s, it referred to realistic literature set in the real rather than imagined world, and addressing concerns, challenges, and living circumstances of relevance to young readers aged 12 to 18. He also recognizes that whether one defines young adult literature narrowly or broadly, much of its worth cannot be defined and is how it serves the needs of its readers. These demands, which are frequently referred as developmental, reflect that young adults are creatures in transition. So those are some of the information about adolescence literature. Now let's go back to the main topic of this video, which is the evaluation of this book. So this book is one of the most essential works of literature that I have read and used as guidance during my adolescent years. Most of the young adults' questions and answers are all in here, so it's packaged already. So right now, let's start with the format or the illustration of this book. As you can see, the book size is only medium, a handy book which is easy to carry. And if you notice in the front page of this book, young adults are the models. It's just shown that the target readers or audience are youngsters. It models different faces and nationalities, which is very fair to the reader. And if we go to the back page, we can see it's more on the information about the website where you can access or reach about this book or the manufacturer. And also, it was all written here the some of the main topic or purpose of this book here. So to continue, let's check the content or the inside part of this book. I apologize first for the a little bit mess of this book. It's been years I'm keeping this. So first page, it was all about a reminder to the reader. It's written here. The second one was more on the website, the information, the citation, and the title. Next is the message to the parents, the purpose, and some of the assurance that you're allowed, that your young adults are allowed and recommended to read this kind of book. Second is the table of contents. So this is one of the most part of the book, so you can easily check which main topic or ideas you want to read first that you can easily relate to. So this every numbers has its own main idea and subtopics, and also it was categorized into different concerns. So sorry for that. So the first topic here is where you're going to ask for good advice. Every pages there's a pictures or images attached, which is very helpful because you can easily understand what is the page all about. Also, aside from that, this book contains different experiences which was written here, and it was based on more truthful statement. Also, there are lots of advices, not just from the true person of that statement, but also a Bible advices, which was based in a Bible text or verses. And also, as you can see, book is introducing some tips and also some of questions that you can easily answer and can give you an insight to the next main topic. And below here are personal notes that you can put your ideas, thoughts, concerns, additional learnings that you get from the topic that you're reading with. So it's good because you just like interacting or talking with the book itself. So let's proceed to the next one. It's all about the main topic that table contents have. You can check here. It's your choice what topics or main ideas you're going to read first. It's up to you. So let's not take it one by one because it was all the same. Every pages, every main idea has its own personal notes, tips, Bible verse, experiences from the other young adults which you can relate to. And there are also illustration examples like this one that might help you to fully understood the content or the message of the main idea. And also like this one, personal notes. You can write it here and answer some of the questions. And one of the most amazing part of this book is it have different verses from the Bible, which is very important because you can really feel the assurance that this book is a good guidance to you and reliable to answer your questions as a young adults, because no books that are equal to the level of intelligence or advices that Bibles have. Only the Bible, the Word of God, has the full capacity to enlighten us, to give us learnings and the meaning of life in our developmental stage. So it's good. So here, the most concerns of the young adults. So let's go to the last page of this book. So the last page, I think it's the glossary and the places, which some of the, if you have some like, if you don't understand some words or languages or places, you can check it here and it provides the meaning so that you can understand fully. Aside from that, here are some of the Bible characters that was used as an example inside of each main topic or idea. Here are those characters or person that shown a good influence and example to the young adults. These Bible characters that was example here are most of them are also young adults, and what exactly they did when they are young and how they survive as young adults. So that's all. That's all the format or the illustrations about this book. So one of my favorite is the personal notes. Yeah. It's up to you whether you're going to share this book to your friends, families. It's up to you, because for me, I keep this as a personal notes for myself only. As what I said earlier, you can check the full contents of this book in the table of contents, obviously. So, as the title suggests, you can already have an idea based on the title, questions and answers that work. So, this book provided answers to the queries regarding the adolescent's life changes, like school and peers, parents, sentiments, opposite sex, money matters, friendship issues, recreation, and most significantly is the spiritual growth. And we know that many young adults are worried about these concerns or issues. Young adults go through numerous phases, obstacles, and issues, and these questions are very much relevant to them. And it's for sure it's in their line of interest, and they need to have a vast knowledge and answers about these questions in the category of adolescent stages. So this book contains findings of interviews from the young people from all around the world, and it will help the readers to understand that you're not alone in your adolescent experiences and struggles. In addition, this book includes personal notes for young adults, which they are free to communicate their thoughts about the topic. Furthermore, this book will act as listener, reminder, and personal keeper for all your problems, concerns, and issues as a teenager. It's up to you, as what I've said. It's up to you whether you're going to share it with others, whether you want people to know about something about you, and let them read the contents of this book. So here are some of the contents. The connection to opposite sex. Next is, are you ready to date? And let's go further. So, as what I've said, there are lots of personal notes here, Bible verses, and tips for the young adults. Next content is about what is the bad thing of dating early. So, this is one of the common questions of young adults. The contents, including contents of this book, is illustrations, examples like this one, and experiences from the other people. And you can have a supporting ideas from the tip above, which is from the Bible verses or the advices of the like good people. So those are the contents of this book. Different kind of topics, questions, and there's an equal, every questions concerned, there's an equal answers, and you are assured to rely on those answers because it was based on the Bible verses, Bible text, Bible words, and true to life experiences of some people, the same situation as yours. So let's go to the next evaluation of this book, which is the appropriateness. So based on my own experience of reading this book, I can 100% prove that this book is appropriate for the young adult, since it aimed to assist young people in reasoning from the scriptures and from true-to-life experience of other young adults. It covers a wide range of themes, adolescence environments, of young adults' experiences, and also parents will not have to worry about their adolescents reading this book. there's a reminder or an assurance to the parents in some of the part of this book, which is here, which I discuss in the format or the content. So parents will not have to worry because this will assist their young adults in remaining true to themselves, understanding what they're going through, and not being scared to open what they're thinking or what they're feeling with during their adolescence years. So with regards to the language, words, or images, or other possible errors, you don't have to worry because this book was really studied and made perfectly for the young adults. Though there are no negative part here, I think, about this book. All was well based on my experience in reading this. I didn't trace any errors or any wrong about this book. It was all arranged, organized, and appropriate for the young adults. So let's proceed to the last evaluation of this book, which is the appeals to the readers. As what you've seen in the entire discussion, from the first evaluation up to this part, the appeal of this book is very good to the reader. Like its format, its illustration, the style of this book overall, the words, the images, the tips, the personal notes, and the many questions, not just one, which is make it more worthy to read. Like it has so many topics, and also have an equal answer, so it's really worthy. There are lots of appealing, interesting parts of this book, areas to read and check, so that you can identify the whole part of this book. And the title itself and the features in the front of this book is already appealing to the reader. It serves as a strong, appealing opening which can easily capture the interest of the target readers. Also, the contents of this book is appropriate to give an additional appeal to the readers. It was organized and clear. It's a good shot actually. This book contains reliable basis and truthful advice from the Bible verse, which is one of the appealing part to the readers. Also, there are lots of true-to-life young adults experiences of these books, which readers can really relate to. Another is the topics. All topics are very relatable and timely. And also the ethical appeals are more on emotional appeals aimed at readers' values and feelings. For me, all parts of this book are appealing from the front page up to last. That is why I'm keeping this book for almost 4 years. So those are the overall simple evaluation of this book that I've chosen in the adolescent category. So it is only one of the books that makes me realize how important literature is. This makes me realize that literature is truly defined as what is a voice, what is expressed, what is invented in whatever form. And no matter how strange you are, no matter how lonely you feel, there is a specific writer out there with whom you will feel kinship. It is simply a matter of finding that writer and looking for that perfect and appropriate literature for you in that certain moment, certain situations, or even certain stages of your life.